Welcome back, YouTube. SoCal Shaolin here. Today I have a different kind of review. It's not an action figure, but it's a Nintendo controller. And if you grew up playing Nintendo like I did, well, that kind of dates me right there. I was a Nintendo kid. Atari before that, Nintendo now. You would probably remember this controller. This is the NES Max controller. And when it came out, it was awesome because it had the turbo buttons there. A little handle here, so it's a lot better to hold, especially for me. And the only thing that kind of sucked about this was this controller. This is kind of before the analog controllers. It has a little slide, but it sucks. It's all it does is slide, so you kind of, when you move it to the sides, in the direct, you kind of have to push down it hard, so it can push down on these arrows right here. So what I'm going to attempt to do here today is a mod, and I'm going to try to put it on camera. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. I'm going to try to change this sliding thingy with an actual analog stick, kind of like the Xbox controllers. Yeah, so I got a red one that way it can match, make it look cool. You want to do these things, you want to do it right, you want to make them look good. You can get these on eBay. I got like a 6-pack of these analog controller sticks for like $4, free shipping. You want to get the ones from USA. This was a seller out of Los Angeles, so you don't want to go with the Hong Kong ones. It might take forever to ship to you. So this is pretty cool. So what we're going to need here is a small screwdriver. This is what I got. Phillips. Because you're going to want to remove all these little screws it has here. And a sander, which I have a Dremel tool with the sander bit. So once you remove the plate of the controller, you're gonna need to sand this down a little bit. That way it can fit in here. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove these screws and see what happens from there. Hopefully it turns out pretty good. Stay tuned. Alright, YouTube, once you get all the screws off, you lift the plate, you remove this slowly. It's attached to the wire cable. That's all you gotta do. Make sure you leave everything here so you don't forget. Now the slider was inside here, this little casing. All you gotta do is snap, push down on these tabs on the side. There's 4 tabs each corner. Just kind of push them in, slide them out, then you go and it pops off. What you want to do is you get the analog stick, you want to sand it down. This is the original one. Kind of see how much I sanded it down right there, a little bit. Not too much, but quite a bit. And also this little part in the middle, you want to sand that down too, that way it doesn't stick out. So once you sand it down, you're going to want to put it back in. There you go. Stick it back in. There, once it fit right there. That's how you know you sand down enough. Make it to where it's still over the hole and doesn't go right through. If you go right through it, then you sand it way too far. So now you snap this back in place. There you go. It sits right there in the middle. And just play with it. See, it moves slightly up, down, left, circle. Because when it's actually in the controller, this whole part's going to move. So that's what you want. You want it to move, be able to move the whole thing. So now we're going to put this back together like so. Everything goes back. The little rubber piece goes on top. We're going to put this back on, play it back on. Alright, so I'm going to pause it here. I'm going to reassemble it. Hopefully it works. We're going to test it out. So wish me luck. Alright, YouTube, sorry about the dim lighting. That's how it is in this office room / game room, whatever. This is the controller all finished and modded. See how perfectly it sits in the middle. Now we're gonna try it out on Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. This is obviously a good game to test out because you got full range of motion in the game. Okay, so buttons work, jump works, turbo works, jump works. So we did it pretty good. Now for the moment of truth, the joystick, the analog stick test. He's going left, he's going right, he's going up, he's going down diagonally. Yes, he is. Awesome, it works. So the mod worked. The sanding, of course, is trial and error. You want to get it flat just enough where it's a little bit loose, as you see here. See, it's not really going to go up and down, but it's slightly going to move, because the way this works, when you move the joystick, it's going to move this whole directional circle right here. So actually, when you're playing, you know, you're going to have to put just a little pressure to move the figure. But I mean, it's the same thing with the original slider, except with this, you know, with your thumb, it's a lot easier with your thumb to move it. So there you go, the NES Max controller analog. Alright, YouTube, so in conclusion, the NES Max controller mod works great if you do it right, and this is now a much better controller to use. So yeah, I will be using this now on my games. I've tried it on Mega Man. It also works pretty good. So stay tuned to my channel. Got more reviews, action figures. I might review that NES, SNES, Retron console. If you guys are interested, it's pretty good. So just stay tuned. Tell your friends. Give me some likes on there, you know. Show a little love. Show a little sugar. I'm SoCal Shaolin. I am out.